I think most of my lives start with me wiggling, which is fine. Getting into position. Just making sure I have a couple of things. Good morning, good morning. It is Thursday, May 1st. It's actually Beltane Day today. For anyone celebrating, and we'll talk about that. Good morning, Karusha. Hello. I'm good. How are you? Perfect. And my phone nearby, so if it's anything, I can silence it. How are you doing, love? Hello, Metal Queen. Happy Beltane. We're going to talk about that today. That's what the show is going to be all about. Grand Rising. What's your question, love? Me and a hot tea. Yum, yum. Yep, Beltane. Still wiggling around. What do you mean your mom's lawyers started again? Sorry, I have this on the back. I have to be careful where I sit it. Sometimes I sit it. Anyway. There. Good morning, Craig. How are you? Hi, I wasn't doing readings today. Today we're going to talk about Beltane. We're going to talk about that's a lawyer thing, right? That's a lawyer thing. I don't know anything about the case or anything like that. We're going to talk about Beltane today. We're going to do some activations and learn some cool things. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun today. Like I said, it is Beltane today, so happy May 1st. And Beltane today's episode is all about the Emerald Heart of Gaia. Okay, so activating the Planetary Renewal codes. So we'll talk all about that. I'm going to talk all about what Beltane is, and we're going to do some activations and stuff. I do have YouTube up here on the background, so I will be looking up, and I do have notes for what I'm going to be talking about because I want to make sure I cover a bunch of things. So there will be times when I'm looking up, but I'm trying to pay attention to all the comments from both screens. So hello. And what you can do on here is tap the screen. And that's because, unfortunately, and it's the same thing on YouTube, but any one of them, they respond by interactions. So the more interactions that I have on my lives, whether that's through likes, gifts, comments, all of it, right, counts. And they all count as different factors in the promotion of the live. But that's how the live reaches a greater link. And when you share it, see, me saying that made me realize I need to share myself. So if you're here, you might get a duplicate. To be fair, if you're already in my live, you might receive a dual invitation. Just give me 1 second. All right. Have to look at who I'm leaving off with, so I know where to go. It's different. So how's everybody's weekend? How was your Saturday and Sunday and Monday even? How were the last few days since we last saw each other on Thursday? TikTok changed it to fan club. Well, I guess that's just the language, right? It's all about what language is being used and how that like it's energy, it's encoding, it's spelling, it's all of that stuff, right? And that's what we need to be aware of when we're interacting. There. I sent it to a bunch of people because sharing is caring, right? All right, let's talk about Beltane and learn a little bit about it. And we're going to do some practical or some exercises while we're doing it as well. Let's get started. Okay, so today we enter the sacred Beltane portal, which is a threshold of fertility, fire, and resurrection. This is not merely the celebration of spring's fullness, but the planetary call to rebirth the earth through our remembrance. So Beltane, or May 1st, marks the midway point between spring and summer. So we're halfway through our spring at this point. And I don't know about you guys, but for me specifically where I am in Canada, it hasn't felt like much of a spring. It's felt more like an extension of winter with an occasional smattering of spring splashed in there. But for the most part, it's felt very wintry as opposed to springy. But that's my experience of it in my neighborhood. The wind has been just so cool in temperature, and still getting lots of low temperatures throughout the day, or waking up, or even in the evening having that. So just a lot of cool weather. I don't know if you're feeling that. Okay, so midway point between spring and summer, or midway through spring, is where we're at right now, and this is just creates a portal, right? It has. So Beltane is the midway point between equinox and solstice. It's a time when the veil thins between dimensions, when Gaia's heart pulses louder than the grid's calling her stewards to rise. So louder. So she's getting louder, and we're able to connect more with Gaia, which makes this a beautiful day to interact with Mother Earth, to get yourself outside, put your feet on the earth, bare feet preferably, to speak to the water, to listen to the wind, to connect with the elementals, right? There's a big part of it. So at the heart of this transmission is the emerald heart of Gaia. Hi, Jer Bear. How are you, love? Right? And that's the crystalline frequency of abundance, harmony, and Edenic memory. It is not just a symbol. It is a living grid point, a vibrational archive, and it's awakening within you. So these renewal codes live in the land, the waters, the wind, and they live in the cells, in your womb, and in your heart, right? As within, so without, right? As above, so below. So a lot of that as above, so below is really reflecting through as above being you, so below being Mother Earth, right? And there's that reflection. What I do for me, by being healthy, by returning to the true memories, the true interactions that we're supposed to have with each other, with Mother Gaia, the way that we can be stewards of the earth. When we start to do that more and more, obviously that's going to benefit Mother Gaia, right? And there's so much distortions in the world right now. It's really, really like the people that are here, I'm sure, are paying attention to the distortions and they're seeing them. And I know one of the struggles is observing without absorbing, right? So observing what's going on around you, but not allowing that to affect your personal energy, your emotions, your view of yourself, right? That you don't get swept up or carried away in it. And, recently we had an election in Canada, like the other day, a couple of days ago now. Right? It wasn't that long ago we had our election, right? And during elections, same thing with the US, when they had their election, they pit you against each other, right? So the important thing is for you to recognize the illusion of it all and stay separate from that and recognize that it's all the same, like the same bird, or it's all the same system, right? And just being aware of that. But those codes within Mother Gaia, going back to as within, so without, the codes that are in her are in you, and you reactivate codes when you activate yourself. So it's like this symbiotic, energetic relationship that exists. So these renewal codes that live in the wind, they live in the land and the waters, and they live in your cells, your womb, and your heart. So this session is an initiation into planetary service through presence, okay? Because these are the things that we're supposed to be doing. And I know as I was going through my healing, I was like, oh, okay, in my healing journey, I'm going to do these practices because I'm doing my healing. And then when you get to a part where you feel good, then you stop doing those practices. Let's say meditating on a regular basis. So you take on meditation and you're like, yeah, that's going to help me so that, I can regulate my emotions, or I'm going to do breath work. I'm going to do this breath work practice so that I can regulate my emotions. And then once you get to the point where you feel like you're regulating, those just go to the wayside. And that happens quite a lot throughout our lives, where we pick up stuff. And when we get to that point where we're starting to pop through to another layer, another level, moving beyond some of the stuff that's keeping us in our comfort zone. When we get there, there's something that pulls us back down, or there's almost like that falls, oh, I don't need it anymore, I'm good. But these things are meant to be daily practices. Like, we're energetic beings. We're meant to have energetic practices every day, no differently than we eat a healthy diet or exercise daily. Like, we move our body daily, and you may not have the same exercise routine every day. Same thing, you may not have the same spiritual practices every day. Maybe some days you're doing a planetary grid ritual so that you're sending energy into the grid, or you're connecting with Mother Gaia, or you're working with the elementals. Maybe you're doing that on those days. And then maybe other days you're not. You're doing more personal spiritual work, right? You're putting more energy into yourself, right? So how's that sound about being in service of the planet by doing stuff, right? So we're going to restore. Today we listen. Today we breathe. And today we restore the rhythm of the earth's sacred heart through our own, right? So welcome. And I'm trying to get away from saying welcome, so I'm surprised that I said it. Not welcoming anybody into my energetic space that isn't, in alignment with my highest mission, divine service. But today we enter the sacred Beltane portal, a time of fertility, fire, and the awakening of Gaia's emerald heart. So let's do a little practice for a second. Now you can do this either standing up, or you can do this sitting comfortably, right? And you're going to place one hand on your heart and one on your womb. So just your lower belly, right? Underneath your umbilical. Right? Even if you're a man, you have a womb space. It's the hara. So you're just going to put your hand on the lower belly and your heart, and you're just going to close your eyes and breathe deeply into the hand on your belly first, and then to the hand on your heart. Okay, so down into the bottom hand first, and then out. Again into the belly, up to the chest, and out. And again, take this big, beautiful breath down into your tummy, right? All the way up into your chest. And as you're doing this, you're going to allow the breath to descend like soft light into your core. As you're inhaling, visualize beautiful emerald light rising from Gaia's core, flowing into the soles of your feet, or in through your root chakra if you're sitting down on the floor like I am, cross-legged. As you exhale, feel this light moving through your legs, anchoring into your pelvis, and then up into your heart. With each breath, you become the bridge between heaven and earth, between memory and form. So inhale that emerald light through the bottom of your feet or through your root chakra. And as you exhale, feel that energy move through your body, moving up into your solar or your womb space, up into your chest, up to the top of your head. Inhale, drawing that beautiful light. Exhale, expanding it through your body. Now you're going to begin to move. Just allow the energy to move you however you feel. Maybe you feel like going in circles, little swirls. Maybe you're rocking side to side or forwards and backwards. Maybe the movement in your bottom body is starting to move up into your top body, and you're starting to feel like you want to move your arms or your hands or your shoulders. Allow it to move through your body however you feel. Sway in those swirls or in small spirals. Rock your hips and undulate your back. Just feel her rhythm move through your body. That beautiful emerald light that we pulled from her core all the way up into our heart and through our body has connected you to her pulse. Now you can choose to hum, you can choose or ah, and just let the sound vibrate through your body. So inhale. Do it again. You can choose to continue toning with the same sound or switch it up. And now we're going to affirm, I remember the rhythm. I breathe the pulse of earth. I am one with the emerald heart. So we're going to continue with that breath and also with our toning. Okay, so and you can even continue with the swirling. So breath in. Do another one. This time we'll do the ah again. Finish with an ah. So breath in. How good is that? What a great way to start the day, right? Now, when we're sitting in that space, we're in this beautiful energetic space. I want you to be just kind of aware of this, and we're going to do this practice extending from what we were just doing. So we just inhaled and we brought all that light in and we held it within our body. Now, if you close your eyes, I want you to envision sending out these streams of light, connecting into the grid of Mother Gaia. So just connecting into the grid of Earth. And this grid pulses through and around the Earth, really in a lot of the flower of life kind of pattern, right? And there's nodes that are placed around the earth. And you can check in right now. You're going to ask Mother Gaia where she needs support at this time. And you may feel it somewhere on your body or in your field, or depending on how you visualize, maybe you're visualizing the grid around the earth and you're seeing the globe in front of you, and you can see like a little blink, blink, blink in a certain spot, and you know that's where the energy needs to go. Maybe you just have a knowing that, you know, you need to send it to Mount Shasta, for instance, or you need to send it somewhere. You feel this feeling in your body or knowing. Or maybe you have it light up on your body where you feel like almost like the map of the world is represented across your body, and you feel, oh, it's down here. I guess that's Australia, right? You can just feel that certain spot within your body resonates with a specific space in the world. So you're just going to send that energy that we pulled into our bodies. You're going to send that down into whichever node or space within the earth is asking for it. And we can continue to draw up from the core of Mother Gaia in an inhale, and in the exhale, send that out through the grid. Okay, so nice big inhale in. Send the light from the heart out into the grid. If you don't feel or know or sense anything about sending it to any space in particular, then you're just sending it into the grid as a general, sending that energy, that beautiful light, that beautiful healing energy. And just into the heart and out across the grid. Okay? All righty. I remember the rhythm. I breathe in the pulse of the earth. I am one with the emerald heart. All right, so let's talk about this a little bit. Let's talk about Beltane, or let's talk about the earth, right? So the earth is not passive. We've been given this idea that we're living on this rock, and, you know, varying stories are abound, you know, whether you are flat earth or glober, or, you know, you believe in the heliocentric model. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. No matter what the stories are, whether there's the truth of the shape of the earth or any of that, what they've missed on is that the earth is a sentient being, that it is living, right? She is alive with intention, with consciousness and frequency. And her grid system, this network of ley lines that runs across the earth, these crystalline pathways and the sacred sites, which they've distorted, by the way. They've distorted a lot of them. A lot of them they masked up, or they removed the bells, or they removed the things that were, you know, resonance or magnifiers, or, you know, like they removed that. So these sacred sites and the crystalline pathways and all of that, yes, with so many things. Oh, sorry, I don't know why it felt that was inappropriate, but I got your back, Jerber. I got your back. Hello, lovely. I didn't see your post there, but 1111, even better. I was kind of focused on other things. Hello, love. How are you today? Nice to see you. So her grid system, the network of ley lines, the crystalline pathways, and the sacred sites are not just physical, they're energetic. And it mirrors the human body in an astonishing precision, right? Like if you could, when you get to see the truth, which you will, like you're here, you're hanging out with me there, you are about awakening, you are about ascension, you are about the truth, because that's the energy that I put out there, right, is about the truth. That's why my other channel is One Truth Sets You Free, because it really takes only one to open up your eyes and go, wait a second, if they lied about that, then what haven't they lied about? And then you'll start your quest of trying to figure out for yourself what the truth is. But the earth does mirror us, as above, so below, as within, so without. These weren't just words that were said. There's a reason behind it. So just as we have chakras, the Gaia has power centers, right? So those our chakras are running in our body and outside of our body as well. And same with Mother Gaia, where chakras run through her, but they're also around her. So she's got this, just as we have a heart, she also has the emerald heart grid. So at the core of Mother Gaia is a crystalline heart. And from that heart expands an energetic grid that connects through the entire earth, these ley lines, the crystalline structures, the sacred sites, all of it. Okay. So this grid, this living system, it is a harmonic, it's a system of harmonic abundance, of creativity and renewal that pulses through the surface of the earth. The grid was once activated through rituals like we did today, where we were just drawing that energy up and spreading it across the grid, having it go to a specific spot, or just a general sending that energy out there. It was activated through music, through movement, and pure presence. So just being absolutely present and connecting with the earth or connecting with the elementals is huge. But we stepped away from that connection to the earth as we've been put into boxes, which are control containers, right? They're actual. There's the thing with shapes, right? Shapes are powerful. So all of our boxes create a grid of in trapping. They alter our energy. So the grid was once activated through these practices, right? We would have, when you look at indigenous practices, we would have been having powwows. We would have been doing these sacred rituals or ceremonies. We would have been having them on key days like Beltane, right? We would have been honoring moon cycles. We would have been honoring seasonal changes, which is what this is, right? Beltane being marking the halfway point between equinox and solstice. Okay. So it was fed by our energy, by joy and devotion and alignment. And ancient civilizations, many of which we now only remember in our bones and in our DNA, right? It's inside of us, but we're not accessing the knowledge that's there yet. Some of us are, and that's where that knowledge, we're just, because everything's been hidden or been destroyed or altered so that we are not aware of the power of us or the power of Gaia or the true nature of things, right? So many of those sacred teachings are being restored now. That's what a lot of the 144,000 are meant to do, is restore the sacred teachings. Us awakening reactivates the grid lines. Us awakening reactivates the sacred sites. Us awakening returns the knowledge to the world. Right? That's the importance of us awakening. It's not about us awakening, me awakening so I can wake you up. It's me awakening so I can remember. And when I remember, I can restore and I can help you remember. It's not about awakening you have to awaken yourself, right? No matter what, there's always divine will that's governing everything, right? We have our universal and sacred laws. I'm fantastic, love. I pause for a second so I can say something when I'm in the middle of where I'm not going to lose my train of thought. So we worked in rhythm with the field is what we did. But as humanity's heart closed through trauma, separation, and survivalism, these codes began to go dormant. And when our hearts are closed, we live in constant stress. We live in over efforting, right? The hustle, grind, go, do, never shut off. So there's that one where it's like a train that's constantly like, and then the other one is where we just numb out and avoid, and we're so numbed out, we're not present with anything, even ourselves. So when we also live in the suppression, emotional suppression is the other one, right? So we're either emotionally suppressed or we're overdoing it. We're in that go hustle. We're in constant stress and fear-based mentality. We lose that resonance with Gaia's heart grid. We can't access the codes of abundance because we've forgotten how to receive. We've traded harmony for hustle, sacredness for speed. And we've got, even the way that they're structuring what they want to do in a lot of areas with 15-minute cities. And I have to be careful what I'm talking about. And do note that this is for entertainment purposes only. So just for TikTok or YouTube or, anyone, that out there that wants to silence, this is all me just goofing around. This is my, I'm just speaking things that run through my head. And if they light something up in you, well, that's it, right? It's just some good old entertainment here. All right. Now we're going to get back to talking about, some of the things that have been revealed to me through my channelings and other stuff. Okay. So we lose resonance when we can't, we've traded the speed and we've traded, like in our quick, even social media, right? 7-second videos, or, like people see the thing and the swipe right on. Hello, Anil, right? Instant food, fast food. We don't want to wait. We want everything instantly. Rather than diet and exercise, we want Ozempic, right? This is like the way that the distortion is. Right? Instead of just eliminating the foods in our life that are hormone disruptors, that are toxic to our system because of all the chemicals in it, we're just like, give us an injection so we can get skinny right away, right away. Right? But if we just got rid of the stuff that was like actually blocking us, then just went back to eating a purely holistic diet, it's the scam of the world though. Right. We have to talk, there's so many things we could talk about if we got into it. And I don't want to take away from what we're going to talk about, which is Mother Gaia. Right. So the return is simple. The return is really simple. It begins with presence. So just becoming presence in your life, being present in the moment, being present in the day, being present with the earth. That's what brings everything back. Right? It's just simple about being present. And when you become present in the moment and present with yourself, you start to feel in your body. And then you get this beautiful thing with your intuition where it heightens. And then you get really good with your discernment. So when someone comes on and they start blip, 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 you're like, that's not true. That's not true at all. All right. Like you just know, you can sense the energy is off because you're so connected to yourself, Mother Gaia, your oversoul or higher self, however you refer to that, to prime source, right? You're connected to those streams of truth that your energy picks up very easily and very subtly in the environment when that's a lie. Right? So you become really good at discerning things because you've returned to that sacred moment of the now, right? So by honoring your own heart as a sacred site, honoring your body as a temple, honoring your spiritual practices as a part of honoring the whole of you, right? Because you're not just a body, you're not just a mind, right? You are a spirit having a human experience. So to restore the earth, we have to restore the temple of the heart within ourselves. And this is not just poetic. This is literal, energetic realignment, right? We need to do this. We need to restart. We need to reestablish that connection. Okay, that realignment. So as we remember how to be attuned, Gaia's codes unlock. And when her codes unlock, she awakens more. And it becomes like a symbiotic relationship. She awakens more, reveals more of the truths. You awaken more, open up to more of the truth, heal the earth more, do more practical embodied things such as rituals, doing planetary, like doing grid work, stuff like that. Right? It's a relationship, and it should be a relationship. We should have a relationship with Mother Gaia. We should have a relationship with the elementals, but we don't because it benefits the people that it benefits when we don't. It benefits certain individuals when we stay asleep. It benefits certain individuals when we don't look at the earth as a sentient being, but we look at her as a block, like as a big ball of stone and, nothing more than the planet, but like in a planet, not even in the way that it's hard for me because when I think planet, I still think in a sentient being. So it's, but so As we remember how to attune, Gaia's codes unlock, and her waters pulse with clever rhythm, her air holds new breath. This planetary regeneration through conquest, right? But that's not how we do it. We don't take the planet. We don't like it's just like it just blows my mind the way that we've lived with the earth and how we've treated her. It's just it's crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. We do this through inner devotion. You're not a visitor to earth. You are her mirror. You are her memory. You are her song returning. The earth is not a passive planet. It is a conscious being with a light grid system that mirrors the entire human body. Okay. Her heart grid is the frequency of harmony, creation, and abundance. Like, this is important for us to reestablish her. And we do this, like I said, through inner devotion and connecting to her through ourselves. The same thing with, what was it? Who was it? I think it was a very famous person. It starts with a J, but sometimes they say it with a Y. I'm pretty sure it was Yeshua who came and said that that it was all within, right? That you were the savior, that, like that was what, that your journey to God, or what I call prime source, to make sure there's no confusion with the exact God that I'm talking about, the prime creator of all. So that connection is within, and then the connection with Mother Gaia is within, and so we need to go within, right? That's just what we need to do. So your presence is the way that you recover. It's how you remember. Is just being present, right? It's just being present. All right. So we've got this little thing that we're going to do. Okay. This is just, we're going to do some emerald resonance ritual is what we're going to talk about. And this is sound, movement, and light. And again, we can stand or we can sit nice and tall. And we're going to be doing a little bit of movement, and same thing, kind of what we were doing earlier, but, we're going to do a specific tone this time. We're just going to do the ah tone, right? So we're going to sit, we're going to tone tone ah, and we're going to still do that little bit of a spiral with our body, right? And you can let your arms flow with it as well, right? And visualizing that emerald light moving through your spine and radiating out from your chest. Okay. And then we'll do an affirmation when we get into doing that for a bit. And so this is just us becoming the song, us becoming the ley line and connecting into that. So we're just sending out that energy through the ley lines as we visualize that energy moving out, right? So we're just giving Gaia some love. We're just connecting in and giving her some love while moving around ourselves. Okay. So breath in. Breath in. This time when you breathe in, remember we're pulling up that beautiful emerald light. And when we breathe out, we're sending that out through the grid to Mother Gaia. Okay, so breath in, drawing that light up. Another breath in. Okay, we're going to say this as I return to my heart I reawaken the heart of Gaia. As I open to abundance, I restore the Eden codes. As I dance in remembrance, earth rises with me. Just feel yourself becoming the song line, the temple, the ley line. And just sit with that vision of sending that beautiful light out across the grid, right, across the ley lines, reawakening Mother Gaia, reawakening sacred sites, reawakening the nodes, right, restoring energy, sending love. She could use some love. I hear there's like something like 77 active volcanoes right now on Mother Gaia. That's a lot. Okay, we're going to look at some 79. I was close. I probably picked 77 because double numbers, right? All right, so let's look at some questions about planetary anchoring in daily life. Okay, so how do you anchor Gaia's codes in your home or in your city? So one is bringing beauty, intention, and sacred presence to your space. So tone, just like I was doing there, pick a vowel, do yam, lamb, ram, om, right? Every day I go through 3 of them. I do om, ah, and right? Those are just the 3 that I do, but it's because they light up different spaces within your body. I do planetary grid work all the time, not daily, but close to it, where I'm actually checking in with Mother Gaia and sending energy to a certain space that I feel needs it. We know collectively there's things going on all around the world. War doesn't just affect the people that are living in those regions, it affects Mother Gaia as well. So when they're bombing the Gaza Strip, they're bombing Mother Gaia, right? She's being bombed, right? So this is like, it's more than just, the atrocities that are happening to us, right? If chemicals are sprayed in the air, it's not just your lungs, it's not just you that's affected, it's all the plant life, it's all the life that exists, every bit of it gets affected by it. That's why it's important for us to be stewards, right? It's one thing if, and that was funny because the election brought, not the election, sorry, the little space trip that happened there with a few people on that Blue Origin or whatever it was, talking about dumping our garbage in space. Well, how would that ever be appropriate? How would it ever be proper? Like, where do we get the ego to say, yeah, it's okay, we're destroying this planet, so let's throw our garbage out in space, right? Like, I just, like, honestly, get a load of yourself for one, right? Like, destroy our planet and then destroys out like space, and if it lands on another planet, so be it. Whatever. Right? Like, what? Like, it's just such a joke. It's such a joke. I mean, that's if you believe that it happened at all, but it's just a joke. So anyway, we need to tone, we need to plant, we need to cleanse and speak to the land. Even if it's under concrete, the earth responds to frequency because she is like us and we respond to frequency, right? She doesn't respond to conditions, she responds to frequencies. So what if you don't feel connected to nature? Some people don't, right? And we don't feel connected to nature because they've done that by design, right? During the big old thing that happened recently in 2020, and we all know what it was, we were all told to go inside, not to breathe the air, not to interact with the sun. Even now they're vilifying the sun. I mean, in the UK, this is public knowledge. So TikTok, you can't say anything about this. This is actual public knowledge. It's in the newspapers in the UK about how they're going to be blocking out the sun in the name of climate change. They're vilifying the sun. They're vilifying carbon. What kind of life form are you? Carbon-based. What are the trees? Carbon-based. So if we remove one of the life-sustaining things from the environment, what do we think is going to happen? Life is going to decrease. There's going to be a decline in life, a decline in plant growth, a decline in human growth, a decline in growth, like life. Right? So anyway, in this upside down, topsy-turvy world that we live in, right? We need to be the stewards of that. So we need to be the ones to make the change. We need to be the ones to do this, right? So start with breath, get outside. Get outside, put your feet on the earth. Go find something that's beautiful, that looks beautiful to you, that's outside, right? But start with your breath, start with your body. Your cells are made of earth. When you breathe with reverence, Gaia hears you. So breathe into your body as if you're breathing into the heart of Mother Gaia, and she will feel that. So how can you maintain that frequency? Well, one, daily reconnection. We're supposed to be doing spiritual practices all the time. Meditation isn't supposed to be, I'm just going to do it for a little while, or I'm going to do it for brownie points, or I'm going to do it to check it off the list of, me being, whatever. Like it's meant to be an actual part of your life, no different than moving your body or learning something or being creative or breathing or sleeping. That's meant to be an integral part of your life. So daily reconnection, do your sound, listen to your frequencies, right? Whether you're listening to the solfeggio frequencies, 963, 528, whatever hertz you're listening to, binaural beats, if you're toning, using sound bowls, tuning forks, there's all kinds of drumming, like getting and doing like a native drum, amazing. Energy from that. Doing your breath. Your breath is one of the best things that you can use. Sitting in stillness and gratitude, being grateful, like thanking Mother Gaia for what she provides for us, for how she's, keeping us alive, how she's enduring all the stuff that we're doing to her and still continuing to provide for us. Your rhythm is the tuning. Oh, cool. Right? Very cool. And your rhythm is the tuning fork for the grid. So you being in resonance, you having high frequency means that there's high frequency being given to the earth, to the space that you're in, right? It's being shared with the space, like with the space that you're in. Well, I don't know why place or space. Anyway, the region, the area, the country, the city, right? Like one person who is fully embodied is like hundreds of thousands of people that are asleep. Like that's like, it's crazy, the difference. Like thousands of people asleep easily. So can you do this work if you're in a high rise or if you're in a big city, like in a dense city? And yes, because you're a mobile light temple, you're literally moving, walking frequency. So wherever you are, it's important for you to adhere to, or to, be concerned with your energy or your frequency, right? You carry the codes. The codes, they're not in a book. They're in you, inside your DNA. They're inside your bones. They're in your blood. Like it's through you that you're going to cause the earth to wake up, or that you're going to heal the earth through that energy. So you align through intention and through resonance, right? And your field anchors light into even the densest places. And it's more important in the dense places to bring that light to be the counterweight, so to speak. Right? So how do you know if the grids are responding? So when you're doing these integrations and you're working with the different grids, how do you know that the grids are responding? Well, you're going to feel sensations in your body. For many of us, we will feel things like warmth. You may feel tingling. You may see synchronicities in your life. You may experience dreams with land spirits, or you might have more clarity in your purpose, because the more that you are in alignment with your frequency and aligning with Mother Gaia and doing the work within and doing these practices on a daily basis, the more that you're going to be in alignment with your, like, with everything that's meant for you, including understanding what your passion or your purpose is, or, you know, why you came here in this incarnation, what you wanted to do. So the earth responds subtly. Listen with your heart, not your mind, right? We connect through the heart space, not through the mind. The brain is basically an operating system, right? Like, it's not as important as your heart. We just got told the wrong order. So what if I feel grief or emotion during this process? Because connecting into the earth's grid, you may be able to I pick up on energy sometimes, and there'll be days when I'm just like, I feel so just low and like almost depressed. And I'm like, why am I feeling so heavy and so sad? And I'll realize it's because I'm feeling Mother Gaia's grief for a situation that's occurring. So if there's been some major, you know, situation happen, I will feel the grief from Mother Gaia in myself. And I don't recognize it always in the beginning. Sometimes I have to wait a minute before I realize it's not mine. I'll just be wondering why I'm feeling so low. Why am I feeling so low? Right? And then I'll figure out why. So let the tears flow. Let your body feel it. Right? It's not a breakdown, it's a blessing. And grief is a doorway to greater devotion. Sorry, my little buddy here is poking me. Poking me. He is. So how do you anchor Gaia's codes in your home or your city? You bring beauty, intention, and sacred presence to your place. You tone, you cleanse, and you speak to the land, right? You invite it in. The earth responds to your frequency. Okay. So let's do a quick little activation. The planetary heart invocation is very quick. We're just going to do some putting our hands on our heart. We're just going to do some breathing, right? We're just going to close our eyes, breathe into our heart space. And then I'll talk you through a couple of visualizations. We'll say a thing and that'll be it. And then we'll go through a few more things before I let you go. And I run to class at noon. Okay, so both hands over our heart, and we're just going to close and breathe. And we're going to visualize a radiant emerald sphere inside of our chest. It's in our heart space, right? Think of your heart chakra in emerald green. Think of a light being there, and see this light, this sphere grow. Okay. And you're going to see the glow get brighter. You're going to see it expand. You're going to see it become larger, right? And as it's getting larger, just see it connect in with the grid of Mother Gaia. Okay, so we're just once again connecting in with the grid, allowing to expand, right? And now you're going to visualize Mother Gaia at her heart space, the same thing. So your heart space, green little orb, that got brighter and bigger and expanded, and now green little light at the center of Mother Gaia, getting bigger and bigger and expanding and connecting. And both of our spheres are going to mesh together. Okay. And we're just pulsing or breathing with Mother Gaia, with our beautiful emerald green orbs expanded and extended and connecting with the ley lines and with each other. And we're just going to repeat. I open the emerald gate. I activate the Edenic codes of Gaia. Through my heart, I restore the planetary field. And just feel it. Feel the connection seal through your body and into the crystalline matrix. And that's it. That's how quick it can be. You just have to drop yourself in. For some of us, dropping in, for me to drop in is like one good breath and I'm centered and I'm in, because I stay in my presence most often. So I'm not far out of it. But if you're really dysregulated in your nervous system, you may have to do more breaths to get yourself checked in. But it's that quick. You check in, you create your big beautiful emerald green orb. Right, create the same one in the center of the earth, the big green emerald green orb. Extend them and make them brighter. Connect them together. Expand it through the grid, and bing, bang, boom. Say a little. I open the emerald gate. I activate the Edenic codes of Gaia. Through my heart, I restore the planetary grid or the planetary field or whatever feels like it resonates with you. And you can do that on a daily practice. Daily. Hello. How are you, Ale? All right. So let's talk about, and the other thing is you're not just transmitting. That's one thing that I didn't say when we were doing that. You're not just transmitting in that moment. You're not just sending love or healing or positive energy, or an elevated frequency into the grid to awaken it. You're also receiving information back. So you may, in those moments when when you're working with the grid or you've opened up Gaia's heart grid, you may feel like you're receiving some things, and you might receive messages, you might receive connections in your sleep, through dreams, things like that. So be open to receiving information from her as well. So we're going to talk about a couple things just before we end the episode for today. So there's a couple of journal prompts that I have for you. And one is, what song lines am I called to restore? So you can think of song lines as ley lines, or, there's resonance between the two. Where in my body have I ignored the earth's wisdom? Right? So she's giving us information all the time, and our health is restored through our connection and reverence of the earth, right? And if all the food that you're eating is coming in a box, if all the food that you're eating, or most of the food that you're eating is coming from a factory, it's not right. It's not right. Right? We are the earth. The earth is us. Like, it's as above, so below, as within, so without. And she needs us just like we need her. And yes, the earth could completely reset herself and get rid of everybody on us, and she'll continue on her way. Just like we could decide, well, like, in the name of greed, let's just destroy her, because there are people that have no connection to their soul, and thereby no connection to Mother Gaia, and do not see her as where in my body have I ignored the earth's wisdom? Where have I ignored earth's wisdom? And what song lines am I called to restore? And this may make you think about a certain area or a space, right? So a song line that you're meant to restore, maybe you'll feel a calling to Mount Shasta or Uluru or Titicaca or Stonehenge or the pyramids, or like, you might feel a draw to a specific place because of that. And also, how does my heart want to serve this planetary rebirth? So how does my heart want to serve this planetary rebirth? Okay, so we can check in and see what comes up from that, because it could be very simply, just being a steward, being aware, right? When you go for a walk, if you just along your walk, for me, I'm taking a dog for a walk. So when I pick up his bag of poop, I have garbage in my hand right then. And until I dispose of it in a garbage receptacle, I have garbage in my hand. So I just pick up more garbage so I can drop it all at once. It's just an easy way for me to do my little bit and restoring that. I plant seeds. I will feed the birds, right? I'll take a handful of bird seeds and I'll feed the birds down by or whatever. I talk to the trees and I talk to the water, and I do these things, right? And you should do them too, because the earth is alive. She's living. And so are the things that are on it. They're living. So interact with them. All right. So how does my heart want to serve this planetary rebirth? See what comes up for that. So you can, on my website, I have a free membership group, and it's called the Temple of Light. And in the Temple of Light, there is a journal called Embodiment Codes of Power Journal. So you can access that inside the thing. And I think I'm going to put the emerald light activation. So I'll put like a script of part of what we did today in there. or I'll re-speak it over with some music so that you could listen to it, and I'll put it up in the Temple of Light. You can also join any of there's other groups. There's I do a ton of stuff, guys. I have education. Right now I'm doing the Bridge to Light phase 1. We are in the 5th week of that course, and it will be available for a self-paced study after I do this live run through. I'm getting prepared to teach the Ascension Pathway Foundation Level 1. That's going to be opening up soon, and I'll be talking more about that. But I have other groups that are there where there's different levels of involvement. So some of the Temple of Light is all static. But if you get into the Christic Mastery Circle, then I do 2 live sessions with you in that group because you get the 1 live for the Christic Mastery Circle plus the 1 live for the Guardian Pathway, because those groups are tiered groups. So when you get the Ascension Gateway is the 1111. When you get the next one up, which is 2222 for the Guardian Pathway, that group, you get the Ascension Gateway as well. So you keep the lower group as you buy. And then when you get the Christic Mastery, you keep all 2 lower groups as well. But there's the Oracle Chamber, and there's Still Waters groups. These are 2 groups with different purposes. There's also individual sessions that I do, and my books are there. I'm starting to put my books up as ebook downloads at a big discount of what they are available on Amazon. I have numerous children's books. I have a series called Luminous Souls, which is a beautiful series for little children. There are 3 books published in this series currently. I also have the Heroine Chronicles, which is a story for mostly, I would say it would appeal a lot to girls, because the main characters, there's 4 girls, but that doesn't mean that it's not written in a way that boys would enjoy it as well. It's not it's about these unlikely heroines, the 4 girls, and their interaction with mystical creatures. So the first one is Tiana, the Goblin Slayer, sort of. And then Parisa befriends the pixies. The next book in that series comes out on summer solstice, and it's Sha'Ryah Teaches a Wolf to Meditate. And then the final book will come out in the fall, or not the final book, but the next one in the series comes out in the fall. So there's tons and tons of that. There's lots of stuff on my website. Go and check it out. It's the same name as my YouTube and my TikTok, and that's Anshara'El.com. So it's really easy to go to and find online. Just check everything out. And if you have any questions, I think it's on where you book the individual sessions with me, on that page where you'll find the link for a free clarity call, or just send me a message on the site and I'll do it for you. But I really do encourage everybody to join at least the free group, because it's not an investment of any sort. You just go sign up and join the free group, and you get access to all the things that I share throughout the week. But I love you guys. I'm going to get going so I can get set up for class, because that starts promptly at noon and I can't be late. That's not fair for the students. But I will be back here on Tuesday. I'm not sure what I'm going to be covering on Tuesday, but yeah, definitely a free half-hour call that I give to anyone that has any questions about my services or my products, or what I would even offer or what I would suggest for them in their journey. At the end of June, I'm moving away from working with in the heart of trauma, right in the trenches of trauma, I guess would be a better way to put it. And I'm moving into just totally working with individuals on their pathway to ascension. So it'll be all about ascension and planetary grid work and things like that. So if you're looking for any trauma healing, which I've been doing for the last 3-4 years, now would be the time before it's gone. The standalone courses or the self-paced classes will still be there, but I won't be doing live stuff with that. But yeah, I love you guys. Hi, Sha'Ryah. I miss you, Sha'Ryah. Are you going to be joining us in class today? I hope you do, because I'd love to see your face. She's like, I ran on by. I ran on by. Maybe it's just being. It's just being. We're just being. I love you. I love you guys very much. So join me on Tuesday. Tuesday we'll do more energetic work, more practical tools to support you in your ascension, to support the grid as well, to support the earth in her ascension, because she's ascending too. And we really want to create the new earth, and we create it through each one of us, right? And every single one of us that is fully embodied is a ticket to the new earth. So it's important for us to wake up and to become present and embodied, and to start doing these things as a daily practice. But I love you guys. And I'll see you in class if you're in class. And if you're not, I will see you here or wherever I see you next. Mwah. Have a beautiful, beautiful Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Bye, guys. There we go. Bye, guys.